Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Medical Mama Southern Drama. And y'all seeing my face, my beautiful face, finally. So I was like, I'm gonna record this, just do another voice recorded episode. But then I was like, I think I can try to do a video this time. So yes, I did have to do a video. I'm looking down at my notes. So yeah. Welcome back to episode 7. Today we're gonna talk about what's going on with Naomi lately or this week, what it's like being a medical parent, because this episode is not like I'm telling a story about Naomi anymore. So I'm just throwing some things at the wall and see how they'll stick. So anyway, so today we're gonna talk about being a medically complex parent, like what is it like advocating, and then we're gonna do our first warrior spotlight, which I already posted on the page. So I think I'm gonna just post our warrior like Wednesdays. I'm not doing warrior Wednesday. It's not gonna be called that. It's gonna be called warrior spotlight, warrior spotlight. But I'm gonna post the warrior on Wednesdays, and then on Fridays when I release the episode, because this episode is coming out tomorrow. But since I'm showing my face, I shouldn't have much to edit, like, and add pictures and stuff in, because I just have to add our warrior spotlight stuff in. But yes, so then we're going to end with our warrior spotlight. So definitely saying it from the beginning, like, share, subscribe, comment, tell your friends about this, and let's get into the thing. So what's going on with Naomi? Nothing. She went to literally nothing's going on with her. So she went to GI on Monday. She started at a new GI place. So what I'm doing now is try to transfer all of her care to Douglasville or somewhere in Cobb County, where we live. We don't live in Cobb County, but I'm saying like somewhere close to where we live, because making the drive to Choa has been a lot, and then I don't have a car. It's just a lot. So it's just easier for me to be able to have her appointments on this side of town and stuff. So that is what I'm trying to do. So she started going to the new GI on Monday. And I really like the doctor. He wasn't in there a long time. You know how them appointments go. You know, you wait for 87 years and then they come in and be in there for 2 minutes. But he was in there for longer than that though. But he was really nice. We changed up the amount of calories her milk is, because Naomi has like hit a plateau on her weight. It's not gaining any weight. She just fluctuating between 17 and 18 pounds, and like on the larger side of 17 pounds, because she be up at 18 and then she'll go back down. So we're hoping that with the increase in calorie intake that she'll be able to gain a little bit of weight, because she ain't been doing nothing. So there's that. And then she started at a new feed therapy clinic. So hopefully I'm gonna be able to get all of her therapies there soon, occupational and physical too. It's just about getting on the schedule. Like, that's the problem with community therapies. It's very hard to get on the schedule. So thankfully, because Naomi was in the hospital so long, the insurance covered her for 12 weeks at the rehab clinic through Choa. We have to finish that. Once those 12 weeks are up, we have to start somewhere else. So I'm just trying to get everything in a place where we all by home. Like, we're close to home, and everything is just easy to get to. So hopefully, we can get occupational and physical therapy there too. But that feed therapy, she didn't really do much. It was just like an evaluation, what she needs, working on her tongue movement and getting her some strength in her tongue, talking about her like using more words, and talking about how her feeding, and just working on her getting comfortable with feeding, because it seems like it's a texture issue. She seems interested in food, but she don't, like, as soon as it touches her mouth, she's like, mm-mm. So what I've been trying to do is, hold on, because I was supposed to take that sip and I never did. But what I've been trying to do is get her to like taste food gradually. So I will get some water and then put a little bit of puree in it. And then, so now she likes the syringe over the little pink mouth swabs. So I pull it into the syringe and then give her the water from there. But now what I've learned is, because I got the cheaper syringes that the insurance in, she can suck those. So she was able to suck the water out of those. So I know that she can suck. I've learned that she can suck. She still has that ability. I wasn't sure if she was able to. Because she hasn't had a bottle since she was like 5 days old. So she is able to suck. But what was I about to say? The other syringes I have to push it in through. But anyway, she tastes it, so she knows there's a different taste to it. She can tell. But I'm about to start ramping that up, the amount of puree I put in the water. And because she needs to be able to taste this food and understand that there's a different texture and, try different things. So yeah, that's all going on with her. Nothing going on with Noella and Nicholas. They just eating up all the food in the house. Okay, mommies and daddies, are we not tired? I mean, every time you go grocery shopping, the food be gone. And that's the point for the food to be gone, but it be gone immediately. We still got food in there, but they be just trying to eat all day. And it's like, can we get back to that school stomach? Thanks. Because you won't be eating like this when you be at school. So, anyway, so moving on to our next topic. What is really like being a medically complex parent? So this thing is not easy. First of all, let me say this can happen to anybody. Never sit around and think, oh, it could never be me. That could never be me. That could never be me. This can happen to anybody at any time at the drop of a dime. You have no idea when God gonna call your name and be like, I choose you to handle this sick child because I know you got the strength to do it. You just never know. And so let's first of all get the thought of our mind, oh, it'll never be me. My child could never be sick. My child could never, even down to, I'm not calling autism basic, okay, because I know it's not basic. But even down to the simplest form of autism, this is not easy by far. Anything that requires you to do way more than the basic parent, I don't know how, I'm trying to say it in a way that makes sense, but any situation that requires you to go extend above and beyond what a normal parent would do, it intensifies the situation of being a parent even more. Like, being a parent is not hard. We know this. If you're a parent, being a parent is not hard. Being a parent is not easy. Being a parent is hard. Like, most days, yes, like going with the routine. And once you get into routine, things are just, they go with the flow, whatever. But being a parent is not easy because once you get into a routine, most of the time, stuff changes within that time period. So then it's like, now we gotta do this, now we gotta change this up, blah 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 blah. So being a parent is not hard at all. And on top of it, oh, my child is autistic, oh, my child has a heart problem, oh, my child has cancer, oh, my child has a blood disease, oh, my child has this, add that on top of it. Oh, I gotta go to 17,000 appointments a week, oh, I gotta do this, oh, I gotta do that, oh, I gotta add all of that on top of it. And you already, with a typical child, you already just go to the doctor's appointments because you got to go to the doctor. You already got to feed that child because you got to feed that child. Now, your child got a G-tube. Now you got to feed your child differently. My light just went out. Okay, I'm back. My light went out, so I had to get it back together. Anyway, so add on top of it all of the things, all of the extra stuff you got to do when you have a medically complex child. Add that on top of just being a parent at the most basic form. It is a lot. And a lot of people don't understand it. If you're not in it, and I feel like I've said this every single episode. If you are not in it, you don't think about it. If you are not in it, it's just not your focus. And can we really be mad at people for not knowing this experience because they don't have to know it? Honestly, I don't ever wish this on my worst enemy. I don't, because I have a beautiful, it's nothing wrong with having a sick child. I have a beautiful, wonderful baby. She's healthy now, and she's, thriving and stuff like that. But having to go through the experience of seeing my child go through cardiac arrest, the long hospital stay, not being able to have her home, seeing my other kids have to struggle with the fact that their sister's not home, like all of these things compounded on top of all of just it's not easy at all. It's hard, and if you're not in it, then you just don't know, and you would not wish this on anybody, because the load you have to carry just every single day to make sure that you're balancing it all and making sure that you're not missing out on things that need to be done with your kids that are at home and your kids that are in the hospital. Don't let your child have been home and then they go back to the hospital and they do a little stay at the hospital. Now you have to rearrange your life again and make time for the hospital, still make time for kids at home, still do your life. If you have a relationship, still do all of the things. You still got to be present in everything else, while also making sure that your sick child is still taken care of, still loved, making sure them doctors not playing with you, because we're going to advocacy next. But making sure them doctors not playing with you, making sure that the right decisions are being made, making sure that things are the way they need to be. Like, you have to do it. You have to balance all of that and do all of that. So yeah, it's just not easy. And I continue to say this. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, because the amount of trauma you deal with, experiencing things in the unit, experiencing things with your child, the stuff you don't even think about or don't even consider trauma. You just going through it at the time, and then when you look back, you like, Jesus, that's crazy. I really dealt with some really hard things, like, and that's really at this point where I am, like, saying it all back out loud to y'all, and just going over all of the things in my mind. Even because last week I wanted to add some pictures to the podcast last time, but it is so tedious to do all of the editing. I couldn't even get all of the pictures. It's so many pictures that I could have showed y'all, but even just going through all of the pictures and looking at the videos and reminiscing on the time when girl. Anyway, so yeah, that this journey is not easy, y'all, and it's every single day you wake up, it's always something new. Whether it be good or bad, it's always something new. And it takes a big toll on you emotionally, physically, mentally. Because you putting this whole thing on your back and carrying it. If you by yourself, if you got a partner, you and your partner putting it on your back and carrying it. And it's great to have support systems. It's great that people are around to help and stuff like that. But it's also people that are not being supportive and are not caring about you, being upset because she didn't text me happy birthday, she didn't text me happy Thanksgiving. I don't have time to text you all the time, especially if my child is going through something. If my child is going through something right now, I don't care. I'm sorry, I don't care about what you're going through. Like, I don't care. I care about my child. I care about my child getting better. I can't be everything to you. And if you are my true friend, then you wouldn't be sitting here like, she's not the girl. I don't have time to do it. That's the thing. I don't have the time. I don't have the time to be in the capacity of caring about everything that's only going on with you and not caring about myself. Like, I get it, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. And it don't take much to send a text. But sometimes the situation that your friend is dealing with is way more dire and more important than saying happy birthday. But honestly, if you really a good friend to me like that, I'm not going to forget to tell you happy birthday. So if they're not saying happy birthday, does that mean that they're a bad friend? Or does that mean that they might be going through something? Or does that mean that you're not as great of a friend as you think you are? I don't know. You be the judge in the comments. I don't know. So, yeah. And then another thing I learned that being at the hospital, when I first used to get there, I used to be like, oh, why are these parents, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but why are these parents walking around in their pajamas? Why does she have on a bonnet? Why do he look like that? What is going on here? Wear your bonnet in that hospital. Wear your pajamas in that hospital. Because you better be glad that I'm awake. The way that the nurses come in the room in the middle of the night, first of all, that's all you hear. That's number one. Number two, sorry, that was the monitor. But number two, you barely get any sleep, especially if your child's sick, or if the nurses come in the room. Hey mom, hey mom, hey mom. Mom is asleep. That's fine. So when I go down here to this cafe, don't ask me why I got on my Fenty onesie. Baby, I didn't have the energy to get up and put on no real clothes. And then the last time Naomi was in the hospital, I wasn't even going to the cafe. I was just ordering the tray to the room. I'm here. All I got the capacity to do is talk to the doctor and change my child diaper maybe. But you here, Miss Nurse, so maybe you can do it. I'm tired. Don't worry about why the parents walking around in their pajamas. Because the parents barely making it. Don't judge the parents. If you go to a children's hospital and you see parents and they looking strange and you like, what is going on? At least they there. Because again, like I said in the first episode, second episode, some parents can't be there because they can't be there. There's parents that choose to not be there as well. Lots of parents that choose to not be there. Like, I'm going to just leave that right there. Lots of parents that choose to not be there. But it's parents that can't be there because they have to work. They have other kids. They ain't got no transportation. They can't afford to go back and forth to the hospital all the time. They can only be there at certain periods. So, be glad that the parents are there. If they there and they in their bonnets, they in their bonnet. I don't know how many times I was in my bonnet, in my Fenty onesie, in my pajamas. You gonna get me how you get me. You gonna get me how you get me. And if that means that the Fenty onesie is the thing, then the Fenty onesie is the thing. If that means it's my biker shorts and my t-shirt, then it's my biker shorts and my t-shirt. If that means that I decided to get cute today and I got cute today and I came up in here, then that means I got cute today and I came up in here. So, you get what you get and you don't have a fit. At least we here. At least we trying. My kid is sick. Like, last time Naomi was in the hospital, Kiki Wyatt was there with her kid. Because I don't know, like, some people might not know who Kiki Wyatt is. She's an R&B singer or whatever. But she has a lot of children. Not that they have to do anything, but her last child has, at least I think this is her last child. I'm not sure. But one of her younger children is chronically sick. She was there with her child that time when I was there last time with Naomi. When I saw her, I was like, that's Kiki Wyatt. And most times, well, first of all, this is Atlanta. And I know in a lot of Black African American spaces, like when we talk about celebrities, we be like, that's a celebrity. Like, we live in Atlanta, we all celebrities. In the African American space, that's how we be like, oh, okay, yeah girl, I saw Candy Birds the other day. Oh, okay. It's just, I've seen them. I live in the city, I see them. Okay, moving on. It's not a big deal. Now, if I see Beyonce at the hospital, that's different. I'm sorry that your child is sick, but Beyonce, you Beyonce. Anyway, Kiki Wyatt, she's Kiki Wyatt also, but I'm not making a big fuss about it because I also know that she's very personable. I've heard that a lot from a lot of like people online, other people that I know that have met her. Like, a lot of people say that she's personable. But I am not going to be in a situation where I'm at the hospital with my sick child. Literally, we came through security together. I'm at the hospital coming to see my sick child, and I know that I see her online with her sick child. I know that's what she's here for. Am I finna sit here and be like, girl, let's take a picture? We both got sick kids. No! You need to be considerate of people's situation. Like, Imagine somebody coming up to you when your child up in the ICU and they like, oh, let's take a picture. Like, and people really be around that hospital doing stuff like that. Like, oh, it's a celebrity. Oh, they treated me bad because they're there with their sick fucking kid. Excuse me. They're there with their sick kid. They're not here to take pictures. Don't judge them either, because they're there for their kid. They're not there to be pleasing fans. Crazy. Because people really do act like celebrities are not supposed to have real lives, but that's not what this is about. Anyway, just saying that to say, don't judge anybody, because it don't matter who you are. Anybody can be going through this. At the drop of a dime, at a blink of an eye, your child could be sick. You can get in a car accident today and you can have a normal child. And after that car accident, now your child is dependent on you. Now your child needs you to feed them. They got to be in a wheelchair for the rest of their life. They're going to have be in a trach, have a trach. You never know. So watch your mouth. Don't say it could never be me, because it could be you tomorrow. It could be you in 3 minutes. It could be you in 2 hours. It could be you. You just never know. You never know. So that's my spill on being a medically complex parent. There's plenty more I can talk about. It's so much stuff to talk about on this podcast, but I'm trying to not overdo it on every single episode. So anyway, moving on to advocacy. So, first of all, why does it matter? Because it's your child. Plain and simple, it's your child. And if you ain't advocating, them doctors will do whatever they want to do. Whether you like it or not, whether you tell them, like, if you ain't saying nothing, if you just sitting there like, okay, we can do that. Okay. Then the doctors, or if you're not pushing back on anything, or if you're not doing anything, them doctors gonna do whatever suits them. Even if you're not saying to the doctor, I don't think this would be best for my child right now because she did X, Y, and Z. Because sometimes they're not thinking about that. They just thinking about the medical path of it. They're not thinking about what has happened prior to, or what has happened after, or anything. They're not thinking about that. They're thinking about the medical path. You thinking about your child as a whole and what will be good for your child. That's why you need to advocate. That's number one. It matters for how your child's health goes, okay? You can get so much more out of the whole situation of your child going to the doctor or being in the hospital or anything. You get much more out of it. Your child can get much more out of it if you're saying, hey, remember last time we went up on her dosage, this happened. So maybe we can go up a little bit slower on her dosage. Maybe we can increase her fees a little bit slower. Maybe we can do this, to make this work for him. But don't just be going along with the flow, like, when I say it's not easy. It's not easy to advocate because some medical professionals don't want to hear you. But I will say the team at CHOA in the CICU and in the CACU, because I've been getting more experience with CACU since she's been discharged. But the cardiology team in the Heart Center overall does a really good job of listening to parents and taking our concerns into serious consideration and making sure that we know, like, things matter. Now, let me say, in my experience, because I'm not going to say we, in my experience, that has been, for the most part, like, I have not had any issue when I say, no, I don't want to do this. Let's extubate her. Let's give her a few more days before we extubate her. Let's do this. This makes me nervous. I don't know if I want to do this. If I say anything like that, I have always felt that the doctors have been very responsive and very like, okay, we understand. That makes sense to us. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Blah, 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 blah. But then there are some that think that they know everything and don't think that they should listen to you. Or will try to make it seem like you're a psychopath or whatever. I ain't had that experience, but I've seen people who like, oh yeah, they tried to say my kid, I'm doing Munchausen's and all of this. I haven't had that experience. but there are people out there. And let me say, there are people who advocate that are doing Munchausen's by proxy. I ain't met none, but I know there's people out there that's doing it. And if you're doing that, stop. Stop doing that. Not to bring up Gypsy Rose, because that was a very unfortunate situation, but like, all of the stuff that Didi put Gypsy Rose through was so unnecessary. And your child, if your child is really sick, and has really been through some things, why would you don't want to put them through that? And even if you faking and you doing Munchausen's by proxy, that's where the disease is, right? Because if you can sit there and watch your child get a G-tube that they don't really need because they can eat and they can drink, Didi Blanchard, that's not okay. We don't need to be doing things like that. If your child is really sick, absolutely advocate and get them the things that they need. But cut that out. If you're doing that, cut that out. I don't know anybody. The Lord is telling me to say this out loud. I don't know nobody that's doing this. I don't know nobody in my life that's doing this. But God is telling me to tell somebody today, if you doing that, stop it now. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Okay, so anyway, but it does get frustrating. It gets tiring, especially if you're in a situation where the people aren't listening to you or they don't take your concerns serious. But what I will say is advocate till you can't advocate no more. Advocate, it don't matter if you end up being wrong, because like I told y'all before, when Naomi was in the hospital and I wanted her to get that CT, was it the CT? Yeah, I want her to get that CT. I ended up being wrong. It was nothing going on. But I don't care. I told y'all how I feel, and I felt like I wasn't being listened to, and I wanted her to get that CT. So if things wasn't right, the next day she was going to get that CT, and I did not care. Advocate. She ended up being fine, and that's great. But had I not advocated, then what? And then something went wrong, then what? I don't care. I don't care whose feelings I hurt. Because at the end of the day, the feelings I care about most is my child. She's top priority. These doctors, whatever, they can go home to their families, and they can, pet their feelings and make them feel better. That's not my job. My job as a mom is to worry about my child. So I don't care about any of that. Then there's times you're right? Like, Naomi, one thing I know about her is if that nose start running too much, she has rhinovirus. I know that to be a fact. She has rhinovirus if that nose start running too much. So when she was about to get discharged, she was about to get discharged in January, her nose had started running, and I told her doctor, I said, I'm pretty sure she had rhino. Can we get a respiratory panel? Dr. Clabby was like, absolutely. Because Dr. Clabby listens to moms or parents. That's one doctor in the CACU. She don't play. When it comes to parents, she listens to them. Makes it very clear. Parents be knowing. And then the doctors in the CI had told her, like, mom knows if she say something, most of the time she right. So she was like, okay, I have no problem getting a respiratory panel. My child had rhino, which I knew she did. But advocating for that and her knowing, like, I'm serious about Naomi's care and I know things that I know, she's like, I don't have a problem doing that. And then I ended up being right. When you advocate and you end up being right, then they can make the moves for your child to get better. Because the longer you sit and wait, like, I think she might be sick, and you keeping this internal, the longer your child gonna be sick, the longer they can't do nothing about it. Now, they can't do nothing about rhino anyway because it's a cold. So she just has to get over it. But at least it's known that it's there. At least it's known that, okay, now we have to go on isolation protocol. Y'all can't come up in here without having on a gown and gloves and all of that. Like, all of the extra stuff will be nipped in the bud. Like, you do not have to. When you advocate, you ain't got to worry. 3 weeks down the line, like, I thought maybe that we should have did this, but I didn't say nothing. No, when you say that out loud, yeah, I think something going on in this, and they need to fix this. Y'all need to do this. It can help the whole medical process be so much shorter. Everything could be so much shorter if you just instantly advocate and say, I think this is what's going on. I think that this happened. I think this. I want y'all to do this, da 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 da. Like, because I feel like Naomi's first few months in the hospital, when I didn't know much, a lot of that time could have been shortened. If I knew what I know now, because I would have been requesting things more. I would have just been like very passive, or just like I'm saying, just thinking about things and not saying it out loud. So when I got to a point where I was comfortable and I knew I needed to advocate more, and my friend Lene told me, that's your baby, remember that? I was like, that is my damn baby. And they do what I say. Period. You do what I say. I am the mom. I make the decisions. Y'all don't make the decisions. And when you get in that hospital room or in the doctor's office, because of the things that they say, they have you thinking in your mind that you're not as in control as you want to be, and they make the decisions. You in control of everything. Nothing go without you. If you don't sign no consent, if you don't do nothing, they can't do it. You're in control. You're the mama, you're the daddy, you're in control of it all. They will try to make you believe that you're not. And I don't know if they realize the things that they say makes you feel like, oh, I can't do this. No, you're in control. You're the boss. You're the boss. And the answer is no. And the answer is we gonna have that CT. And the answer is like, period. Because you're the mama. I don't want her coming back in my room. I don't want her back on my child. Take her off the list. Take her off a list of people that can come in here. Put her on the no list, okay? I don't want no sick people coming in here. I don't want anybody coming in here without a mask on. I want everybody washing their hands before they walk in this room. I want this. I want that. You can make the rules. And they can't do nothing about it. And if they don't want to listen, family experience, patient advocate, hello. Trust your gut. Trust your gut. And don't let nobody tell you you crazy and blah, 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 blah. Y'all seen that documentary on Netflix? What happened to Maya, or Take Care of Maya, or whatever? They tried to make the mama crazy. They done took the girl from the mama and the daddy, custody, and all of that, trying to act like the mama crazy. Whole time the little girl was sick, and then the mama ended up dying. But she didn't stop advocating for her child the whole time. The whole time. The whole time. And that's how you gotta be. I don't care what y'all say. I know something is wrong because this is not how my child usually is. And y'all gonna do something about it. I don't care if you gonna sit here and you're gonna take her away because I'm trying to advocate for her. That's fine. Still gonna advocate. To the death of me. And this lady done died advocating for her. That's how you gotta be. That's how you gotta be. Because who are you to tell me that I don't... Okay. I recorded the whole rest of the episode. I recorded. And it cut me off because my phone died and I didn't know. Why is your phone dying at 10 o'clock in the morning? Because I don't charge it at night. Because I'm terrible. Anyway, I was into the thick of it talking about advocating. I'm pretty sure like the whole last 20 minutes of the episode. I don't even know how much I have recorded. But yes, Take Care of Maya, or what happened to Maya? Her mom advocated to the death of her. Ended up dying. So at the end of the day, trust your gut. Trust your gut. At the end of the day, trust your gut. Because that lady ended up being right. And she had written down, she had documented so much things, recorded so many things. So when it came down to her doing this case, her daughter and them doing the case and all these things, after the fact, it was so much documented. They had so much information. She ended up not getting justice though, but like and I think they're appealing it, but they had so much information, so much information, because the mom was advocating, the mom was documenting. Like, kudos to her. And that's how you have to be with a medically complex child. You really have to be really up on it. So now also, people didn't believe her because her child was sick and didn't look it, or she was complaining about pain, I think it was, and they couldn't figure it out why, and they tried to make it like the mama had Munchausen, but she ended up being sick. So now we move into looking healthy but still sick. Okay, so Naomi, she has an internal leak still in her heart right now. She had a lot of lung issues. Thank God those lung issues have started to resolve, so we ain't depending on so many inhaler puffs and all of that stuff. But she has a mild leak on her heart right now after her repair. She is well. She is fine. She looks great. She looks healthy. All of my friends, their kids who had their surgery, they look great. They look healthy. But when I say that anything can happen at any moment, anything can happen at any moment. Some kids who have cancer, they probably tend to look like they have cancer. And I hope that doesn't come off wrong. But, you know, unless they're like going through remission or anything like that, kids that are in the thick of cancer usually look like it. Kids that are in the thick of having a heart problem usually look like it. But when they get well, right, and they're discharged from the hospital, they're in remission, they're healing from their heart surgeries, they're doing whatever, healing from their transplant, they start to look healthy. But a lot of things internally are going on still. And so from the outside looking in, a person who isn't in the thick of it don't know what's going on, and they don't know, they gonna probably say something they shouldn't say. And to you, I say shut your mouth. To you, I say watch what you say to people's children. To you, I say watch what you say to people about their children. To you, I say shut up once again. To you, I say it's okay to ask a question, but don't be ignorant. To you, I say shut up. Yeah, because you just truly don't know what people are dealing with. Naomi's leak can become severe at any time, God forbid, knock on wood. But the thing is, she looks good, she looks healthy, but there could be a lot more happening. And other kids you might know might look healthy. They've been through hell, look healthy, but they still are struggling things internally. Who the hell wants to look like what they've been through? Who wants to look like what they've been through? Nobody. So children shouldn't have to look like what they've been through. But you don't get to say, well, they look healthy, so nothing wrong with them. You don't get to say that. You don't get to say that to parents who have been through hell and back to get this child to look as healthy as they do today. You don't get to say that to them. And you don't get to say that to sick people, period. Because let's go to Chadwick Boseman. He's a celebrity. Black Panther. He was sick before he died. Obviously, he had cancer, colon cancer. And I thought when I saw him, he had lost all that weight. I was like, maybe he lost weight for the role for that last movie he was in, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I think that's the name of I know it's Ma Rainey's. I don't know if anyway, that's not important. But he was in that movie, and I thought maybe he lost weight for that role. Come to find out, the man had colon cancer. Even the people on the set were like, wow, like, because his wife would be massaging him after he come off the set and all these things. Even the people on the set would be like, this man is so high maintenance. They didn't even know he was going through what he was going through. So, come down, the man was sick and he passed away. Watch what you say about people and how they look, because you don't know what that look truly means. You don't know what that look truly means. My sister is a breast cancer survivor. She's thriving. She's living with breast cancer. And she don't look like what she been through. She go to chemo every 3 weeks. And she doesn't have hair down her back. She got a little hair up here. It's thin, but it's hair. But she wear wigs. So you're telling me when my sister wear her wigs and she's looking fine, that she said you assume that she's healthy, so she's healthy. Stop looking at people. Nobody wants to look like what they've been through. Nobody. Be it a child, be it an adult, be it a teenager. Nobody want to look like what they've been through. Nobody want to look like what they're going through. So, granted, they might look healthy. Granted, all of the things might look like they're good. But you don't know what they're struggling with outside of what they look like on the presenting to you. So watch what you say. Like, oh, well, he don't look like he got a heart defect no more, so I guess the heart is fine. Oh, I guess the heart defect went away. It's not going away. My child is still medically fragile. Can get sick at any time. Be back up in that hospital at any time. Watch what you say to people. Watch how you talk to people. You don't want to look like what you've been through, so don't assume that these kids and their parents should have to look like what they've been through. Because we've been through hell. People been through more than I've been through. I've been through more than some people, but any little bit that people be going through, it's just enough for somebody to be stressed out and look like hell. I don't want to look like hell. I be looking like it most of the time, but I don't want to look like hell. I want to look like I'm rejoicing and having a good life and that I'm healthy. My child is healthy. I'm prospering. It's very weird that the thoughts that people have and think because they sick, it's supposed to look like, it's supposed to be like. It's not supposed to be like a damn thing. Because it's no rule book and it's no 1, 2, 3 ABC instructions for how any of this stuff goes. Because every situation is different. So just because you can't see it on them, don't mean it ain't on them. And that is our spiel today for those topics. So now we are moving into our warrior spotlight. And this week I am honored to be introducing our hearts. This month I'm excited to be introduced this month. Today I'm excited to be introducing our warrior for this week. His name is Kaivon. I met Kaivon's mom in the CICU at Eggleston. TT Stephanie told me that I should talk to her because she also had 2 kids and she was a weekend mom and our kids was going through a lot of the same stuff. And so I introduced myself to her, and then from there we would see each other and say, hey, and then we just became friends, and like that was just it. You know, you at the hospital yet? Oh, I'll see you when I get there. Oh, you want to get dinner? Or you want to get lunch? Or you want to go to the garden? Oh, da-da-da. Like, just to have somebody else there with me at the time who was also going through what I was going through. It was just good. And I found the community that I built with her to be amazing. I still have community with her to this day. Like, she is my first official Real Heart Mom friend, and we have been kicking it and close since I introduced myself. Like, it is what it is. Stephanie knew. TT Stephanie knew. So anyway, let me read. I'm gonna hold the thing and read Kaivon's story. So Kaivon is 21 months old. He lives in Augusta, Georgia. He was born with hypoplastic left heart syndrome, HLHS, and he is an ECMO survivor. So let's talk about Kaivon. Kaivon was born prematurely at 34 weeks with hypoplastic left heart syndrome, a serious heart congenital defect. At just 7 days old, he had his first heart surgery to insert PA bands to keep his duct open. A month later, he underwent his first open heart surgery, the Norwood procedure, to improve blood flow to his lungs. He was discharged on Christmas Eve 2023 but was rushed back to the ER on New Year's Day with a bloodstream infection. Despite antibiotics, his condition worsened, and he went into cardiac arrest on January 19th, requiring ECMO, heart-lung support, for 5 days. Over the following weeks, Kaivon slowly improved but had high heart pressures, making him ineligible for the next surgery. He was placed on the heart transplant list, but his condition remained unstable. As doctors prepared for another heart catheterization, Kaivon contracted RSV, delaying his progress. After recovery, a cath procedure showed his pressures had improved, allowing him to undergo his second open heart surgery, the Glenn procedure, in March 2025. His recovery was challenging and longer than expected, but now Kaivon is home and doing well. So, yes, Kaivon has been through a whole lot. Like, being on ECMO is a lot anyway. And there were some delays and things that they thought that he might have, but he's thriving, like, moving around, doing a whole lot more than they ever expected or ever said that they thought that he might do. So, that's why therapy is important, number one. Number two, that's why having a mama that support and a mama that's serious about her baby, that's... Okay, give it up for the mamas that be in the trenches. No shade to the parents that are doing it together. The mamas that's in the trenches by themselves, though, because this is not easy at all. Not easy at all. So with HLHS too, they have a total of 3 like required surgeries: the Norwood, the Glenn, and the Fontaine. And so Kaivon just got his Glenn. Usually they get the Glenn like at 4 months, and then they get that first Norwood, they get that like right after birth, and then the Glenn at 4 months. But Kaivon, like I read, had a lot of things going on, so he had to wait till the time was right, as we spoke about last week. So he is thriving and doing so well now. My child about to come in this room, door locked. He's doing so... Yes, I'll let you in a minute. Anyway, he's doing so well, and I am proud to be Kiyetta's friend. I'm proud to have seen him get bigger and grow and thrive. I was there the day Kaivon went into cardiac arrest too. I didn't know Kinyetta at the time. We became friends like maybe a month or so after that. But so to know from cardiac arrest to now how much he has grown, how much weight he done gained, how big he done got, the movement he doing, the stuff he, like, I am proud to see that as a friend and as somebody who's also in the trenches. It's just, that is the biggest reward I think that we receive out of all of this, is to be able to see these kids grow and be strong and thriving after having been in the ICU for so long and, you know, wondering if they're going to be able to walk and talk one day. You know, so giving it up for Kaivon, our first Warrior Spotlight. It is only right that he was my first Warrior Spotlight. So, friend, I love you. Kaivon, I love you. RJ and Kentrell, I love y'all too. Okay? Anyway, so that was our episode this week. Thank y'all for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know what else y'all want to hear about. I don't know what next week will bring. Maybe we'll just do like an overall topic of a certain thing, or I'll talk about a few things like I did this time. But yeah, just tell me what y'all want to hear, what y'all want to talk about. Like, where do we go from here? I don't know. Every time that I'm like, I don't know what to talk about next, God literally gives me what I need to be talking about next. So I'm sure he'll give me what I need for next time. When I get ready, prepare for the next episode. But I also want to hear what y'all want to hear from me, what y'all want to discuss with me. This is a mutual relationship. Is that the right word? We working together, okay? And I need to hear from y'all. What y'all want, what y'all need, what would feed the soul as a medically complex parent. So, yes, subscribe, leave a review, share, like, comment, all the things. You are not alone, even in the drama, okay? So your medical mama is checking out. I'm so glad y'all got to see my face. And make sure when you share, use hashtag medical mama so the drama. Okay, I love y'all. See y'all next time. For real, because we doing camera now. See y'all. Love y'all. Peace out.
Thanks for tuning in to Medical Mama Soul the Drama. I can't wait to keep venting and oversharing with you guys. Please tune in next week, and I'll see you later. Medical Mama out.